All right, guys, happy Friday, February 7th, coming to you alive, feeling good. And I have a house full of kids this afternoon, and my son's been talking about it all week. And to see the spirit in his eyes and how excited he is to have his little friend Isadora come over and have a play date, it's just really, really cool to see his social skills developing, also his little feelings developing for his frenemy on some days, best friend on other days. It's so funny to watch his skills develop socially, but then also, like I'm like, son, she can play with other kids, but it used to be just her and I. And so it's like this like whole sensitivity conversation that I'm having with them. Use your words. If she plays with somebody else, just say, see you later, alligator. And so it's really cool watching him develop and grow. And so we're going to get into this. A couple things that we're going to do today is we're obviously going to unpack some of the conversations from Wednesday. Also, my call on Vernon, him and I sat in a session yesterday with John Cheplack, as well as the CEO of EXP, Leo Pareja, and there were some really, really amazing things that I took from that session. Always fire, and it's just really good to see where our company is. And I want to share this with you guys as a whole, where EXP is and how their messaging is really evolving and changing, and where when you think about the messaging, how many people are coming to this company who are taking their small brokerages and moving over here, boutique brokerages, large producers, people that have large teams are coming over here because of how progressive the company is in regards to technology and collaboration and making sure that we are all in the best place to be and having proximity to people that are actually really, really easy to talk to at a senior leadership level. And so, you guys, I'm excited. I believe that there's no better time to be a part of EXP. However, if you're not diving in, if you're not learning about it, if you're not part of what is happening, then yeah, it doesn't really resonate for you. So I would encourage you not only to dive into what's happening here at Fast Real Estate, but to dive into the bigger picture and start talking about that, because I think it's a beautiful, beautiful time to be a part of EXP, and we are smoking the industry right now. We're the fastest growing brokerage in the history of brokerages, and so I'm excited where we are, and I'm excited about the road ahead. So before we get started, I'm going to turn it over to Jenna. And Jenna, you are going to take us out on the field on this beautiful, beautiful Friday morning. Do your thing. And here's the sentiment, right? You're huddled around the people, and you're getting people ready to go for the day, bring them out of the tunnel, or whatever philosophy that you have. This is your opportunity to bring everybody out on the field. So no pressure, but all the pressure in the world. So go ahead and take the mic and do your thing. Jenna, I want to hear from you. Take us out on the field. Let's go.
Hi, everyone. I am here in Oakland. There's a reason I come back every Monday, Wednesday, Friday to these meetings. I am so inspired to be amongst this group. My first action of the day, not only is this meeting, but I'm heading to my hot Pilates class. I can't start my day without working out. And I think really it comes down to, even if we don't feel like doing something, it's just taking that action and looking at the bigger picture. So that's really what I'm holding in my day-to-day. And investing in still getting my systems together and learning as much as I can. I kind of got off to a late start. As soon as I joined Team Fast, my grandma passed away. And so it really set me back with just what I was wanting to accomplish. But I am at a time where I can pour into getting my 30-day checklist. Another goal is to get my first-time home buyer certification. So really just taking action in those.
I love it. And hey, listen, our condolences to you and to your family. And you said something that resonated with all of us. I'm sure it resonates with everyone. There's going to be times where you don't feel like doing it, but you're doing the hard things first. You're getting up, even though it's cold outside. You want to snuggle. You want to be warm in your bed and be cozy. But at the end of the day, you're getting up and doing what needs to happen. And so our condolences, my heart. So positive energy goes out to you and your family. If you need anything, I'm here, and this community is here for you.
Thank you, Elias.
All right, guys, let's get rolling. First and foremost, I want to spend no more than 7 minutes on this topic. I'm sure you guys have some contributions, some takeaways, and some insights from our time with Glenda on Wednesday. Now, it's important when we hear from a guest like that is operating at a very high level, we preach the exposure and visibility and owning it and be yourself. That's part of our core focus and fundamentals as a company. But I want to ask you guys, what were some of your key takeaways from that session on Wednesday, and what are you doing with it? So I need people to get involved in this conversation. So what were your key takeaways and what the heck are you doing with any of those takeaways? So let's get a couple of people involved in this conversation. Like I said, we'll spend 7 minutes on this topic and then we'll shift gears. So let's go Brandy, Deep Bledsoe, Kelly, and then let's get a couple other people in on the conversation. So let's go Brandy, kick us off. What were your key takeaways and what the heck, most importantly, are you doing with it? Let's go.
So I just love her. She's totally my vibe. But a couple key takeaways. So one, she mentioned like the ghosting, like you popping up and you post it and then you don't do anything with it. You don't respond with the comments, or maybe you respond to a comment, and I don't know, that just really resonated with me, because I just feel like sometimes we get a little lazy and we don't want to do that follow up, and that actually, you know, is can speak volumes in our business as well. We send that, hey, you know, Joe, John, Jim, how you doing with that listing, or how, you know, with the buyers, and then we don't ever follow up. So that was like a huge takeaway to me, like, and just in general, like reaching out to a friend, you know, on the one-on-one videos, but then like, what is anybody doing after they send the video? Anybody doing some follow-up for that? Like, are you regaging those relationships? Are you building that rapport?
Mm.
And so I don't know, I actually, what I'm doing for that is, afterwards, it was really funny. I hopped in a mom's group, saw somebody wanted some information about relocating. She was a single mom, has, I think, one kid, and she wants to relocate to a whole different state. I mean, you know how many people in that mom's group commented that they're a realtor, they know somebody, they want to help her. And normally on those, I kind of skip them every once in a while, because I'm like, I mean, comments could be like hundreds. And I'm like, what's the likelihood that somebody's going to read mine? Every once in a while, depending on what it is, if it's around my area or something. But I was like, you know what? I don't want to be that ghost. Like, let me be with those other people. And if she reads it, great. Guess what? Guess who messaged me this morning? Yep, that girl
Wow.
messaged me this morning. I have a contact in the state that she's looking for.
Of course
And
you
I
do.
came in with that. I came in connecting with her, telling her congratulations, telling her how much of an inspiration she was. I didn't say anything. I didn't lead with, I'm a realtor. I didn't lead with, I have a contact that you have to know. No, I led with empathy. I led with compassion. And I led with like, Glenda Baker reminded me of like, we need to be that PTA mom in our business. Like the mom that shows up to all the events, the mom that has all the cookies, the mom that doesn't leave a child out. And I mean, obviously that's going to resonate with me.
I love
So,
it.
so she messaged me this morning, got the girl's phone number, and going to make that contact. So,
All right, I love this, and this is a really really good lesson here. You know, if someone waves at you and says hello, and you don't say anything back, in the real world, we would think about that as like, oh, that's kind of rude, right? Well, if someone's posting on your stuff, they're saying hello, oh my God, that was great stuff, or commenting, and you just don't say anything back. It shows that you are wanting to be interesting, but you're not really interested in them, and that's a really really valuable lesson. So I'm super glad for you that you were able to connect them and be that conduit. So really good job. So Demian, what were your takeaways and what are you doing with it? Let's go to you, and then Kelly, you're on deck, and then on to.
So I took a few quotes away from that. She was, she is a fireball. I really like her. I like people from the South. They're my favorite people. But anyway, I did a video yesterday in the fast booth, just recapping the 5 quotes that I wrote down from that session on Wednesday. Conversion comes from conversations. Drama, trauma, and story is what people resonate with the most. Arrive unknown, leave unforgettable. Inspire, impact, inform, and be real, relatable, reliable, and relevant. So yeah, I took those 5 quotes and made a video with them yesterday.
Beautiful. So you already did something with it. I love it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Awesome. Really good stuff, D. Let's go, Kelly. What were some of your takeaways and what are you doing with it?
She came in with so much confidence, the utmost level. I noticed it. She was saying things like, I'll sell anything and everything. You know, she was saying things like, there's no reason anyone to fail real estate. There's so many ways to do it, you know, and she just had so many things to say. Don't do dumb shit. Tell the cautionary tale. You know, like I just can still hear her in my mind. The don't post and ghost, you know, make them a case study, you know, just all of it. I couldn't, I just, you know, what makes you feel like you don't need a real estate agent? Like just saying that to somebody is really powerful in itself. It was confident. You know, if you're not going to do it, someone else will. Don't be afraid to be bold. I loved I loved that whole thing.
Yeah, I absolutely love this, Kelly. And how many of you are really enjoying Kelly's Southern accent right now? Because I absolutely am. But Kelly, you learned that. What are you doing with it?
Well, I resonated with a lot of what she said, but it's always been difficult for me to share the true personal things that can happen in real estate. I don't know how many times last year I went through so many things that none of you guys really know about. No one knows about because it was just so intense. But they're not that like they're relatable, and I should have shared. And it made me want to be more bold and share the true things that can happen in real estate, even though they can be hard to talk about.
You know what? I absolutely love this. And we're going to talk about being bold and being brave in a moment. But there's somebody out there right now that's posting the gritty, imperfect, shitty video, and they're taking market share that you're not taking. Why? Because somebody else saw their face and be like, okay, well, I see that face consistently. It's not perfect. It's not over polished. I just see that person all the time. So I think of them as an authority in the industry. And so post the shitty video, and over time, the video and the content will get better. And so many great things. I appreciate you, Kelly. Let's go to on two, and then KK. Kyrell, you'll be next. But I'm going to ask if you're going to contribute, throw your camera on. Let's go on two.
I mean, she's, of course, we love her. Her energy is great. But what really drove home for me was, you know, she's like, when you're on social media, because thanks for acknowledging my effort in social media earlier, Elias, but, you know, she's like, you got to ask yourself, are you being real? Are you being relatable and reliable, or are you relevant? And that for me was like, that is now what I'm asking. If I'm going to post something, which of these four is going to provide to my audience? And from now on, I think I'm going to use those 4 R's when I start posting, because it makes sense. If it hits one of those, your audience is listening. So that is my biggest takeaway. And also, of course, arrive unknown and then leave unforgettable.
Yeah.
I love that because I'm a quiet person generally, but I'm not. So I could arrive unknown and leave unforgettable if I come out of my shell when I'm at events. So I think I'm gonna take those two and really apply to real estate, and I loved it.
Wow. Really, really good stuff. I absolutely love this. I love how introspective you are with this. And I love how you're breaking it into one of those buckets and saying, how will this content fit into one of these buckets? Also, we all have something that I think that some of you do it really well, and then others, you know, are struggle with this because they don't want to piss somebody off or offend somebody. The one thing that each of you have, and I'll say this until I'm blue in the face, is your opinion. And your opinion matters. And I promise you, oftentimes you're going to have an opinion of something that people are going to remember you because you simply spoke your mind and shared your opinion about whatever topic it is that you're speaking about. That's why Kenny does really, really well on social media, is because Kenny just tells you his opinion. Does he ask you, is this okay? Or I don't really care if you don't like it, and I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm just going to say it, right? And there's power in that. So leaning into your own opinion oftentimes is how you're going to arrive unknown and leave unforgettable. So Antu, I really appreciate you sharing that. Let's go Kyrell, and then we'll go Christina, and then we are stopping on this part of the conversation. Let's go Kyrell.
So what the key takeaways of what I really got from that whole meeting, it was very powerful. The notes that I taken down was level up my content game and to create maximum exposure. So that's basically what I've gotten from it. A lot of things that she said definitely resonated with me. It was like being one directional is not where you want to be in real estate as a real estate agent, like as far as when you're creating content. And then same thing with drama, trauma, and story. And the 4 R's, which definitely seems like everybody picked up off of that one. The real, reliable, relevant, and relatable. The arrive unknown, leave unforgettable. Conversion happens in conversation, and conversation happens in the comments. I thought that was definitely a good one because I definitely slack with a lot of that. People leave comments and I just heart it. I don't really have like I really don't get like go back to them and really respond to them. So that's something I'm definitely going to be taking advantage of. And then back to Limitless, so there was a quote that was actually in the book Limitless that definitely resonated with this topic. It was that everyone needs you, they just don't know who you are. And that's something that stood out, that was super powerful to me, because basically it sums up everything that she was discussing. Just be yourself and just don't really pay attention to feeling uncomfortable and things like that behind the camera and the lens. Just get in front of it and just be you naturally. So that's basically what I got from it.
Man, really, really powerful. And I'm glad that you said, I think you meant one dimensional, but you said one directional, but I understood what you were saying. How many of you, and please raise your hand right now, as a human, consider yourself to be a very one-dimensional person? And I'll pause for a second. So nobody raised their hand because none of us on this call are one-dimensional people. However, if you look at what you're creating on social media, and if it's boring, that means you're probably just doing a bunch of real estate stuff and you're trying to be a one-dimensional person. Like, this is about self-expression, right? And you're going to see more and more of this as you grow on social media. And so if you're not a one-dimensional person, then show that off and express who you are in the multiple layers of the true human that you are. So Kyrell, appreciate you sharing. Let's go, Christina, and then we're going to shift gears on the conversation. Let's go, Christina. Good to see you.
Hey guys,
what are you doing with it?
I have to say, if Glenda, I agree with Kelly, she's a freaking hoot. Like, if I can have Glenda talk shit to me every day to light a fire under my ass when I wake up in the morning, like, I love her personality and the way it resonates with me so much. The biggest part was when she said, don't just post that just closed, just funded, right? She's like, put the story out there. And I know, like, I always need to tell myself that, and I think we always remember it, but I'm so guilty of not doing it. And it's like, oh, just got this, we always see the just ratified and then just sold, but what happened in between there? So it was a really good reminder for me, which like forced me, I did like a 12-day close of escrow just yesterday. And I was like, you know what? Stop, or you're at the Starbucks, it's taking forever, do the video. And that's what I did. And it was just like, boom, the lighting, the sun was lighting and it worked out. But I think it's like, remember, do the video, tell the story. And I think sometimes we get so caught up in the day because sometimes it just gets busy. And I think myself, I get so scared it's going to just the video is going to be too long and people are just going to skip it. But I did it. And that was like a really good reminder from her, is like, tell the story and just put it out there.
Well, in the story, were you walking with sass as well, like you have been in your videos recently?
No, and I didn't have the Gucci belt on yesterday either.
Yeah, I noticed the matching Gucci belts with you and Just Bling.
It wasn't even planned. That's the best part.
Really good stuff. Really good stuff. Listen, you guys, I would highly encourage you to go back and watch that replay. I thought it was really, really powerful. It's applicable to what we're doing, in our world, in our realm of social media. And I'm going to share a few things with you right now. I think this is going to shift the gears of the conversation. So let me go here. Let me pull something up really quick. Patrick, don't go too far. I'm going to have you read this quote. Now, I saw this quote and I think that it resonated really, really well. And the reason why I'm going to share this with you, and let me just stop my sharing really quick. The reason why I'm going to share this with you is because if you're here today, this is Action Friday. If you've spent any time with me in coaching, if you've spent time in this environment, massive action is a part of the conversation. It's a part of the DNA of Keep It Moving group coaching. Keeping it moving represents progress. It means momentum. And so I believe that if you're in this room, you're all about that action and you're doing things in your business that maybe have been uncomfortable at times, maybe it's still uncomfortable, but you're willing to do the action and you're willing to show up every single day for yourself. So I saw this quote. And I thought it was really powerful, and I thought it was applicable to each of you guys getting in the ring every single day and taking action in your business. So I'm going to go over to Patrick. Patrick, I know that's a little bit long. It's the Theodore Roosevelt quote, but Patrick, you are always well-spoken. I'm going to have you take yourself off of mute, and I want you to read this to the group.
All right. It's not the critic who counts. It's not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer or of deeds could have done it differently. The credit belongs to the person who's actually in the arena, whose face is marred with sweat and dust and blood, who strives valiantly, who comes up short again and again and again, who in the end may know the triumph of high achievement, and who, when he fails, he does so daring greatly.
You guys, in order for us, and I wrote this down, in order for you to be bold and to be brave, you're going to have to fail. You're going to have to fall. You're going to have to knock on the doors. You're going to have to get the rejection. You're going to have people hang up on you. You're going to have people not like your video. You're going to post a video. It's not going to get many views. That's going to happen. So when you read this, Patrick, and let me put it back on the screen, how does this land and where does your mind go when you read this quote?
Yeah, I feel very motivated, right? It reinforces the fact that you need to be in the mud so that you can enjoy being clean, you know. Once you have to understand and also learn to enjoy all the obstacles and the things that, you know, comes with being in the real estate game and, you know, figuring all that out. For me, this year it's becoming more enjoyable because I'm looking forward to these things, you know. It's not because, oh man, I gotta give, you know, blah blah call. Oh now I gotta hunt for a new listing, or and I gotta hunt blah blah. Like, no, like I get to do those things. Like, oh shit, hey, you know what? I'm ready to get rejected today, baby. Let's go. You know, so just switching that, you know, the mind shift change, the paradigm shift.
Yeah, you know what? I love that. Like, I'm ready to get rejected today. You guys write that down. Like, I'm ready to get rejected because here's what I see a lot of times people do as they get everything ready. Right? Ooh, I'm going to make some calls. I got my water. I got my Celsius. And I'm going to do this. And then for whatever reason, you don't do that. You don't sit and make the calls. How many of you have ever done that? Has that ever happened to anybody? Right? You're all prepared. And then you see something on Instagram or somebody calls you, and then you give yourself all the reasons not to. So say it again one more time. Today I'm going to walk into it with, say exactly what you said about rejection, Patrick.
Oh yeah, today I can't wait to get rejected today, baby.
So listen, you guys, if you take anything from today, I want you to write that down. I cannot wait to get rejected today. That is a beautiful, beautiful sentiment. So Patrick, I appreciate you sharing. I'm gonna get two other people to give me their contributions on that. Gary Archer, you threw your hand up, big dog. What's your thoughts, contributions on the conversation? Let's go to you.
Man, one, that's always some amazing advice on this call, some amazing energy. I just want to bring some of my history that brought me here in the music business. I have this artist named Mr. Fab I signed when he was 18 years old, and he was so talented. But at first, he was like so much more talented than most people. As we know in real life, they're not willing to put in the major work that goes with that or the disappointment that goes with that. So I remember one day I came up with, I said, you know what, Fab? You're about 211 no's away from $10 million. Only 211 no's away. And you know what he said? Gee, how fast can we get those no's? I said, let's go. Let's go. And most things, there's just a number of no's away. For no matter how big it is, if you're willing to endure it, you deserve it. You deserve it.
Man, really, really powerful. I appreciate that. Absolutely. Let's go to Ashley. Ashley, when you see this quote, how does it land for you? Where does your mind go? Let's hear your thoughts, contributions on this part of the conversation.
So there's a book by Brene Brown called Daring Greatly. If you haven't read it, I highly suggest you read it. It was one of the first books I read, and I was so glad that it set my foundation because there's a lot of critics out there. I have been told, oh yeah, you're always on social media. You put all your stuff on social media. I can't believe you live your life like that. And I had read this book and I had it ingrained in me. And that's the first thought I always go to. It's not the critic that counts. You can talk all the crap you want to talk. I'm going to be out there in the ring. I'm going to be out there doing the best that I can. I'll look stupid. I will say things that I will learn from. I don't care. I'm going to be playing the game. And if you want to be on the sidelines talking crap about it, that's fine. That's where you're going to stay. But I'm going to keep moving forward. So that's where I go when I read this quote. Again, if you haven't read that, definitely read the book, Brene Brown, Daring Greatly. It's incredible.
God, I absolutely love this. Hey, you guys, someone, while I'm talking or while we're going through this, can somebody quote Patrick, please, and put his quote down below? I think it's powerful. I'm going to use that in a video later on. I cannot wait to get rejected. Okay, good stuff, Stephanie. Jessica Segura Hernandez, you threw your hand up for a second, then it went down. Do you have a contribution?
Hello. No, I didn't throw my hand up. I just put the little clapping emoji. I came in late, but what I heard, I was just like, damn, I can't wait to get rejected too.
That's right. You ever seen a drunk guy that's single? He's going in, he's accepting the rejection. But one of these girls is going to want to talk to your boy. Like, go in with that type of mentality, but not drunk. But let's go to Kelly, and then we'll shift gears on the conversation. And you girls know who they are. You girls know who they are. You guys might still be that person, but I'm just saying. Let's go, Kelly Hooker. Let's hear your contributions on the conversation thus far.
This plays a very so yesterday, so I had met two buyers this past weekend at my open house and got them to sign the buyer broker agreement, wrote two contracts, and it was really hard. So at first they wanted to come in super low. Well, they did come in super low. So I drove out there yesterday and I was like, negotiating with them. So I got them to to pay for my buyer compensation, thinking that it would give us more leverage. Da, da, da. Anyway, long story short, we didn't get the offers on the 1.7 million. It went put for 1.85. But the point is that, I went to the open house. I met these people that didn't even know me, got them to sign the buyer broker agreement, got to write two offers. And so instead of being like, fuck, I missed this deal. Now I have opportunity to go find them another home. And, so it was disappointing, but it's okay. We're going to get rejected. So the ultimate fucking rejection yesterday, but it's okay. I'm just going to keep pushing. And so, yes, that's my contribution.
And you know what? You have a qualified buyer who is active in the market for over $1 million. It's just a matter of time. Has to be the right home, has to be the right circumstances, has to be the right term. So congratulations on having $1 million plus buyer. And let's pause for a quick second. I didn't realize that. Happy birthday to you. Hopefully this is your best lap around the sun ever. And so I love it. I love it. I'm happy that you have this type of activity right now. Let's continue going into a few things. I'm going to share my screen really quick and let's go to this. All right, cool. Let's go here. So I want to share this sentiment with you because we heard this on a call yesterday. And I think that it's applicable to what we're doing, not only on social media, but when you look at your entire database. So you have to tell yourself every single day that I am walking into a stadium daily. And your stadium is filled with however many followers you have, how many people are in your database, how many people are active on your Real Scout, active in your MailChimp, how many people are in your audience in MailChimp. So that is your daily stadium. So what are you going to do today to speak to that entire stadium? This is why consistency matters. This is why your emails matter. And it doesn't have to be a fancy newsletter. It could just be a simple thought that you had from a call that we had together. It doesn't really matter. What matters is that you are speaking to that stadium every single day. And that's what I want you guys to have, is I want you to have this stadium mentality that I'm walking into a stadium daily, right? Some of you have 10,000 followers, 5,000 followers, 2,000. That's a lot of people. If you put all those people in one place, that's a lot of freaking people. That's your audience. So how are you showing up and how are you walking into your stadium every single day? And let's continue on this conversation. The key to duplication is simplicity. I heard this quote when I was 23 years old, and it has never gone away from my mental. The key to duplication is simplicity. Just doing the simple things over and over and over again is how you are going to see continued success. It brings me to this. I want to unpack the action you took this week. Here we are Friday. I've seen you Monday. I've seen you Wednesday. I've seen you Thursday. And some of you I've seen in between that. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I saw some of you guys yesterday. So let's unpack the action that you took this week in your business. I'm going to go around the room and I'm going to call on some people. And this is an opportunity for us just to be real with each other, because some of you will have your numbers and some of you will not have your numbers. And so this should be an eye-opening conversation for you. So I'm going to go over to Oliver because I know Oliver is active right now. Let's just let me ask you about your social media posts this week. How many reels did you post this week? Let's go there first.
Sure. So I posted 3 reels and then 2 static. So just pictures. So 5 in total.
Of course you did, because you don't want to get striked out of intensity. And then on an average, how many stories are you posting?
Oh, I'm pretty good on stories. I would probably say like 15 to 20 daily.
Perfect. And then how many views just this week have you gotten on your social media?
With all the 3 reels that I posted so far,
Yeah.
I would say probably close to 1,000, a little bit over 1,000.
All right. So what I want you to do is I want you to go into your insights right now, and then I want you to look at how many views you've gotten this week and how much interaction you've gotten. And I want you to put those stats down in the chat once you have them. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Good stuff, my man. I appreciate you sharing. Let's go over to Otis. Otis, same question to you, my man. How many social media posts this week? How many reels, average stories, and how many views have you gotten this week? Let's go.
4 posts. I got another one that's cooking up that I was trying to get done before, but I've been if you do really follow your business insights, it lets you know what time your following's up, what time they're looking, and the most time that they're like really feeding in on your shit. So I didn't want to post it late last night and not get the engagement. I'm kind of like Oliver on a real good day, which is pretty much every other day. Because if you post too much, the stories and your numbers go down. So it's kind of like a little bit about like learning the algorithm. So I would say very least 10, but this past week, 3 days out this week, I've done about 15 to 20 on the reels and the story. I mean, on the stories. And you said what else was the other two?
No, I want to know your analytics, but it sounds like you know your
Oh yeah,
analytics.
my analytics. Yeah, this past week alone, I did about maybe 4,000. I'm at about 62,000 on the month, so it's been going up. So the social media experiment is definitely working. So I'm trying to stay on top of it. Not oversaturated, but just enough.
I love it. I love it. And way to know your stuff, man. This is your business. Let's go to your CRM. Now, each of you should be making phone calls through the CRM if you're on the team. If you're not on the team, this does not apply to you. However, it applies to your own CRM. Who can share with me how many phone calls that they made this week? It's Friday. I want to know who can share with me how many phone calls they made. And it's very easy. You're tracking in your CRM, you're tracking in Sisu, you're putting it on your whiteboard, you have a paper, you're just putting tally marks. Who wants to share with me? And I'm going to go to Blessing because she is a tracking machine. Blessing, how many calls did you make this week?
I love that you asked me this as I am looking at it. I spent a lot of time in my CRM cleaning up. And I know I use my phone quite a bit, but through my CRM, I am only showing 11 calls this week. But I did clean up, and the number that had been floating around there, like I actually know how many leads and how many contacts I have for real. And I was quite taken back. I've got over 714 contacts in my CRM, and that came from like cleaning up and really looking at who am I talking to.
Good, beautiful, beautiful. And the reason why I want you guys to make the phone calls in the CRM, it's not for me to micromanage anything. This is for you to be able to be like, damn, look how many calls I made this week and look at the success. Or I need to step my game up. I need to get on the calls, and I need to book for more appointments. Patrick, same question to you, big dog. How many calls did you make this week in your CRM? If you're tracking your numbers, you have this data. So how many calls did you make?
Yeah, and FUB, it's only showing 7, but a lot of it has been made through my personal phone calls. This is the first time I've had 2 escrows at once, so I'm just kind of, jumbling between the two and, setting it up. But also, this week was kind of the shift as well. I was saying that, I'm not too busy. I'm not too busy with 2 escrows. I can do another one. So, Tuesday, that's when I started doing calls again. But for today, for this week, it's only about 8 or on the FUB and about 7 on my calls right now. I'm looking at it. So 15.
All right, good stuff. And listen, man, congratulations on your 2 escrows. To have 2 escrows in the month of January is amazing, because let's correlate this to your macro. What is the macro goal for 2025?
25.
25?
Sure.
Well, my man, you are right on pace. I love this. So good stuff. All right, we're going to go over to conversations. If you are out there making the content, knocking on the doors, making the calls, doing open houses, then that's going to lead to having conversations. You should be able to look at your business and be able to track how many conversations have I had thus far this week. So I'm going to go around the room, and I'm going to just ask a couple people on 2. How many conversations have you had this week? It is Friday. Let's go.
I believe this week I only had 22 conversations, because my open house the past weekend was really terrible. So I did a lot of actually way more with my door knocking too. So 60.
So let's define a conversation. 5 minutes or 5 questions, right? That's actually having a dialogue with you. So if you did 22 and you times that by 52, that means for the year you have done 1,144 conversations, which is a really, really good amount of conversations. So let's unpack this for a second on two.
Okay.
What is your goal for this year for units home sold?
Just 12. That's my
and
goal.
listen, I don't want to hear a just. Say that shit from your chest. I'm going to sell 12 homes. Just that's, oh, I'm just going to do this. No, fuck that. You're going to sell 12 homes this year and impact 12 lives. So let's stay with me for a second. If the goal is to sell 12 homes in 2025, on an average, in order for me to get one contract, it takes about 50 conversations. So I'm going to times that 12 by 50. That gives me a number of 600 conversations I should be having for the year. Right now, based on the amount of conversations that you had just for this week, you're ahead of schedule. And that's a really, really good thing. So it's important that you know your conversations and that you're correlating that to whatever your macro is for the year and making sure that you're on pace. Or if you're behind schedule, then you need to get your ass in gear. So it sounds like you got it in gear and you're doing a really good job on too.
Thank you.
Good stuff. Love it. Love it. All right, let's go to Andrea Roberson. Andrea Roberson. And listen, if you're on the call right now and you know, damn it, Elias is going to call on me and then I took myself off of the camera, boo-boo, not going to work. Let's go, Andrea. Let's hear from you. How many conversations did you have this week tracked and been able to measure?
I have had at least, I want to say 4 conversations that I've been able to track and measure. 2 with my sphere of influence, 2 with one with my client actually, and one with a lead that I invited to an open house because it had a price drop and I thought they would be interested. So about 4 conversations.
Good. Okay, so stay with me. Four conversations. What is your annual target for transactions home sold?
I wanted to go for 10 total.
Okay, so let's say that again. I wanted to go speak that shit.
I want to go for 10.
No. I'm going to sell 10 homes this year. Bare minimum, that's my C minus. I'm going to sell 10 homes this year. All right. Yes. So if I'm going to sell 10 homes this year times an average conversation, 50 to get one contract, that means I need to have 500 conversations for the year, which isn't that much. And I'm going to divide that by 52 weeks in the year. So that means every single week I need to have about 10 conversations. I'm going to divide that by 5 days that I work. Well, shit, I need to have 2 conversations a day. 2 conversations a day. If you can't look at your week of what I posted on social media, you have no record of any calls that you've made in your CRM or a tally or a whiteboard, and you don't know how many conversations that you had for the week, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing?
Right.
And my hope is that lands for somebody that is on the call and that will see this call. If you've not made any phone calls, not on social media, haven't had conversations, and the last part of this, if you have not gone on one of these, then what are you doing? What are you doing with your time? And are you even a realtor? I'm just going to speak it real to you guys. Christina, how many appointments have you been on this week?
3.
3. Congratulations. Yeah. And you also have a new listing. And where's that new listing?
In Hercules 178 Poppy Court.
178 Poppy Court. And who are you co-listing that with?
With Roxanne Adams.
And what are you learning so far during this process? And what are you learning about yourself?
Oh my gosh, so much. It's just doing the activities. Intensity has been huge. It's really allowed me to structure my time. I work full time. I'm still able to hit all my metrics. It's just scheduling and having someone like her just really bounce off when I'm kind of like, okay, am I on the right path? And she's just been super amazing, guiding me the whole way. But intensity has really, I have to thank intensity because I know what I need to do now. So before I was kind of just like trying everything. Now I know exactly what I have to do. And I definitely see a lot of movement in my business.
You know what, Christina, as a coach, I have some chills right now because it is so refreshing to hear that just Like I said, the key to duplication is simplicity. You're doing the simple things, you're organizing your calendar, you're having the conversations, and now you hold all the cards. All the cards is now I have the listing, right? That means that I get to knock on the doors. I get to let people know. I get to hold all of the cards, and I have the upper hand right now. Christina, really, really powerful to hear. And so let's unpack this one more time, you guys. And I'm going to go through this really quick. You need to know what's happening in your business. It's Friday. Obviously, social media is really easy because you have all the analytics. But if you're making the calls in the CRM, then you also have those analytics and Follow-Up Boss. You guys should be able to look at Follow-Up Boss, and I can pull this up any given time, and I can look at the leaderboard. The leaderboard is going to tell me who's making the most calls, who's doing the most activity, and who's tracking all of their stuff in Follow-Up Boss. Now, the great thing about this is that it is technology, and as long as you're using it, it's going to give you really accurate data. So back to this. Calls made in my CRM. How many conversations am I having? And the reason why this is important, because if you're having a lot of conversations and people are like, well, no, okay, let me know if you ever need anything, and like that's the way the conversations are going, then you need to get better at booking for an appointment. And that's an opportunity for you. So you have to track to be able to say, where's the gaps in my business right now? I'm down to make the calls, but when I actually get someone on the call, I never convert. So that's a metric for you to be able to analyze. And then you say, hey, Elias, I'm struggling at this part of my business. I've been doing some analyzing of my business over the last 30 days, and I noticed that there's a big gap here in the conversations I'm having versus the appointments that I'm actually setting. Can we have a conversation? And if you have that data, we could go in and I can help you with that. But if you have nothing, if you've tracked nothing, then I'm not going to be able to serve you. I'm not going to be able to help you, and you'll be broke in this business. And if you're not going on appointments, that means that you're not doing all of these things. And so the important part of this conversation is to making sure that you are doing the very simplest of things in this business. And if you're not, once again, it goes back to my original question. What in the world are you actually doing? What in the world are you actually doing? And imagine this world. Imagine that if you just did part-time hours every single day, 2 hours a day, concerted effort of lead generation, 2 hours a day, no distractions, nothing else, 2 hours a day. Where would your business be? I get it that you want your inbox organized. I get it that you're shuffling through papers, shuffling to look busy, whatever that is for you. I get that. But tell me the actual, right? The actual is doing the work, getting gritty, picking up the phone, knocking on the doors. You don't have any business right now? Look at the MLS, find a home that just sold in a neighborhood that you feel comfortable walking in. Put some fucking nice shoes on and go knock on those neighbors' doors, letting them know that that home sold for $40,000 over asking price and there was 10 offers on it. What's your plan with your home in the next year, Mr. Johnson? Well, wonderful. Here's my information. If you want, here's a QR code so you can get a home valuation. I'm your guy. I'm your gal if you ever need anything. Is that hard? No, but what happens is that you want to tell yourself the story of, oh, I'm busy being busy. And then you look at your bank account and it's empty. That's your responsibility. That's not mine. That's your fault. It's nobody else. It's not the market. It's not the conditions. It's not Kenny. It's not the leads. It's not the lack thereof the leads. That's you. Own your shit. Make sense, Patrick? I see Patrick's teeth from here. Small and big, brother. I appreciate you. What's your thoughts right now?
No, just I'm thinking back to the Flex Mastermind that we had, I think last week was it? And we had the 4 top performing people on the hot chairs. And the 2 secrets that they shared, and they all, agreed on this is what their trick is. 1, following up, and 2, being human. It's not that hard. It's really, that's why I'm laughing. It's really simple. And hearing it from, Kuhn especially, who did amazing numbers last year, or George, Randy. I mean, everyone's just like, only thing I did was follow up, I just followed up. So, I mean, don't make it complicated. That's why I'm laughing.
That's right. I mean, Kuhn sold $23 million of real estate. And the guy,
what?
$23 million worth of real estate. And he's a brand new agent still.
Brand new.
I mean, so I didn't know Josh was doing your hair right now, but I love it. I love it.
I heard my name. I have to come on here.
Of course you did.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, big dog. Hopefully your fade goes well. Appreciate you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for chiming in. The key to duplication is simplicity. You guys, I want you to write this down somewhere on a piece of paper, on a Post-it somewhere. I want you to write this, and I heard this yesterday. I thought it was really powerful. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words. Who am I becoming every day? Right? Who am I becoming every single day? And what story am I telling myself, right? Who am I becoming every day? Like Kelly said early on in the conversation, this I am statement, I don't want to mess up her quote, but she said it early on, I am Kelly, good things happen to me, right? Like, who am I becoming every single day? And I want you guys to sit with that. And I want you to make yourself a nice little note and remind yourself of that. Now, we spent a lot of time together. Can I ask you guys to do something for me right now? Can I ask that of you? Now, we have 40 people on the call, minus a couple of our support staff and Kenny. Can I get a commitment from you that you will finish this? And I'm not even telling you what it is. Can I just get a commitment from you that you would finish this? Give me thumbs up, give me a reaction, give me something. Okay, cool. This is trust, right? I'm going to drop this down below. And what I want you guys to do is I want you to fill this out for me. This is going to help me better understand how to serve you in 2025. And there's just 2 questions. If you were having a conversation on December 31st, 2025, and you were really happy with where your life is, tell me clearly what that would look like. And the second part of this is the same question, but there's a part in there that says, and you were really happy with where your business is, tell me clearly what that would look like. And the reason why this is an important conversation is it allows me to be able to help you guys and understand. Let me go back here to preview mode. I want to get out of preview mode. I'm going to share this really quick with you. Let me get out of this while I share this. It'll help me understand exactly what is driving you this year, what I need to do to serve you, what I need to do to help you, all the things. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop this link down below and copy this link. What I need you guys to do is spend 15 minutes on this. What we'll do is we'll keep this in a file somewhere. And then at any given time, if you're having a struggle, we need to go back to this and readjust. Can someone message it to me? I'm driving. Yeah, Brandy, I will message it to you so you have it. Also put it in our coaching and training Slack channel that we have it. And now, if you're not on the team, make sure to grab that link right now. But spend the time, answer those questions to make sure that you know exactly how this year is going to shape up for you. And it's not just your business, health, body, spirit, what you're doing with your family, all those things. We touched on this in business planning, but I want these answers on record so I can better serve you guys in 2025. Good? Committed? Cool. Let's go around the room. I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear some thoughts and takeaways from our time together today. Let's go to one of our guests. Rick is a guest. Rick, thank you for being here, my man. I know that you and I have been speaking over the last couple of weeks. We haven't officially met in person, and this is your very first introduction to Keep It Moving group coaching, something that we do exclusively for our team, but we do allow guests to come in here. So, Rick, what were some of your thoughts and takeaways from your first time here with us?
Thanks for the invite. Thanks for all the authenticity from everyone on the call and the energy. It was amazing.
Good, my man. Good. And second question, will you be back?
I'm sure I will if I get an invite.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, I appreciate you being here. Let's go to a couple other people. Let's go to Otis. One key takeaway from our time together today, and I'll come right over to Jessica and Princess.
Don't overthink it. We've been talking about simplicity through all through the call. So, figure it out, get the momentum going and do it as simple as you possibly can. Cause that's I overshot it because I've been trying to do too much through intensity and that shit kind of burned me out this week. So just doing it more simple, hit the metrics and take it easy because I still got 2 more weeks.
All right. And I appreciate that. We're going to talk about endurance today on our intensity call. And so, that's a really, really good, comment and takeaway. Let's go to Jessica Segura Hernandez. One key takeaway from our time together today.
My key takeaway is to feel excited about getting rejected.
It's the freaking lootly. Like that is a powerful, powerful message. Like being excited for it, like walking into the storm. Really, really good stuff. Let's go to Princess. Princess, one key takeaway from our time together today.
All right, good morning, everybody. Look, I'm under the weather. This week
Sorry to hear.
just took me out. Yeah, but definitely thinking of when Gary was mentioning Mr. Fab and just how many no's how quickly can we get to those no's? I think that really stood out to me, and getting it done still. Like yesterday, I sat in bed, but I had to make calls. So do the shit no matter what. So yeah.
That's right. Well, hey, hopefully you get better and you get better quickly because I know it's going around right now. You guys, quick update really quick for you. If you want to join the conversation, Christina, you might like this. I'm going live today with Roxanne, and I'm going live with her at 1:00. And we're just going to wrap on Instagram. We're going to talk about her journey, her story. She's going to pour some of the Hyundai energy into us. And so if you guys want to be there, support, I'll drop a video in just a little bit to spread the word about that live session. And she has no idea what we're going to talk about, but I know that's going to be a fun, exciting conversation, and the energy will be super, super high. And so really good stuff today. Kenny, want to get any thoughts and contributions or parting words from you, my man, in regards to just keeping things simple? Any thoughts from you?
I really like I really like the getting rejected part. I mean, I think I've been thinking about a lot. Talked about it last week too from the conference, and I actually reposted a picture this morning. Stress is good for you. You gotta build thick skin, so by being rejected, you get used to it. And then if you're okay with getting rejected by 10 days, you're just gonna have more wins. You gotta go outside and do things you don't like. Like even being outside in the cold, in the rain, stuff like that builds your immune system. So you gotta get used to like being out of your comfort zone, not just because it sounds cool, but you gotta like have little things that you hate to do, and that becomes a new norm. And over time, you just kind of get desensitized to a lot of things, and then you'll have less. It'll make you way stronger agents, because what I've seen personally is a lot of agents have a really hard time in business. Like, just give you my example, my girlfriend was stressing out 2 weeks ago because she had her first cancellation. That was the first time a buyer would an offer and then cancel within an hour. I was like, and then she had a listing cancel. I was like, well, she was complaining to me about 7 deals that day. I was like, you realize you're asking to do more business this year. If you're complaining about 7 deals this year, you have 7 deals going on right now. That's huge. You want to do 30 deals a year, this is going to be your average stay. You'll just get used to it and stronger, where it just will be less annoying. But every time first time something happens to you, it hurts. It's like building, it's like building muscle, and you just go through pain and over time. So I don't know. I'm a sicko. I constantly am in pain. And I put myself in situations where I'm building that mental and physical strength all the time. And in my business, I've done thousands and thousands and thousands of online leads. So I've been rejected thousands and thousands of times. So if someone tells you no, I really don't care. I got 2 referrals yesterday. Great. If I don't get it yesterday, then also great.
Love it. I love it. You guys can start out simple. Now, not all of us are cold plungers, but for the last 4 days, I've been dipping my face in ice cold water and holding my face for 30 seconds in the water. Now, it's a start, but it's really, really hard. It's in the morning, but I'll tell you what, I feel super good as soon as my face is out. So really good stuff, Kenny. Let's go. Cynthia, really quick contribution, because I do have to close the room and I want to respect everyone's time.
Yeah, I just couldn't help but chime in on what Kenny said about pretty much being uncomfortable and being stressed out. So, just a little background. I grew up, my mom was like, you're sugar, and if you go out in the rain, you'll melt, right? So that was kind of how I grew up. Well, I was so proud of myself, and I'm so mad at myself for missing the opportunity to video record myself showing a property to my client while in the rain. That was like major. So, and I've stepped up my exercise game, because when I'm stressed, it's like I got to do something to kind of, do something to get that energy, do something with that energy. So I started doing more on my workout. So, anyway, I just wanted to share that.
Love it. Well, listen, you guys, I want to respect everybody's time. I'm excited about where we are, where this group is at. I got everybody's commitment. So by the end of the day, I want to see that document filled out, and that serves you guys, or excuse me, it allows me to serve you guys at an even higher level. If I understand what your business and life needs to look like by December 31st of 2025, then don't you think I'll probably bring that up when we're coaching, when we do one-on-one sessions? It allows me to have even more closer proximity to you and more business intimacy, which I believe that there's power in that. We're all going to grow together. So you guys, thank you for being here. Thank you for all of your contributions at a very, very high level. My biggest takeaways were what Patrick said today. So Patrick, please just text that to me because I'm going to use that in a video today. I think it's really powerful. So you guys, thank you for being here. As always, keep it moving towards your dreams, goals, and vision, and go out there and make this a weekend that counts.